This is a little short vignette on farm-fed fishing. There are several different popular fish that are raised in farms: salmon, carp, tilapia, sea bass, catfish, and cod. And upon examination by Science magazine, by far the largest and most comprehensive study to date concluded that concentration levels of cancer-causing substances in particular high enough to suggest that consumption would be worse than never eating it, of several of the following ingredients. They did analyze, instead of 10 or 13 like previous studies, 700 farms to get different population bases. They also purchased in 16 of the largest cities inside the US and Europe. Different authors of the research were representing from toxicology and biology to statistics, and they selected salmon because most of the world loves salmon more than other things because it's perceived to be healthier. The researchers found there were significantly higher concentrations of contaminants in the farm fish compared to the wild. For instance, PCBs, which stands for polychlorinated bisphenols, have been demonstrated to cause cancer as well as other health effects in the immune system, reproductive system, nervous system, and hormone systems. Another lovely ingredient was dioxins. Most people say diox what? And it's a chemical that's 11 times higher in captivity than found anywhere else. And what it will do is it enters into your system, and once it's in there, it has a really hard time getting out. They call that a half-life, and half the life of dioxin takes 7 to 11 years. But what it can do is it can, if you just Google dioxin, D-I-O-X-I-N, you'll see that will contribute to that fun word, cancer. Another lovely word in the study that came up was toxaphene. It's an insecticide that was used inside the United States from 1947 to 1980, but the EPA banned it, although it's allowed to be used in farm-fed fish. It used to be used in the cotton crops in the United States as a sidebar. And it also is a bioaccumulant, which means the more you eat it, the more it stays in you and the less it gets out. And the last one was, let's see, what do I got? PBT, which was another cancer-causing fun ingredient that I didn't even bother looking up, but after you see the word cancer all the time, you just can't sink your teeth into wanting to look up all of the lush, fun things they put in our food. So how do farm-fed fish get fed? They feed them colorings so that the product has the right color upon consumption. They get fed pellets of chicken feces and cornmeal and soy, genetically modified canola oil. They get administered higher levels of antibiotics than any other livestock. That's got to make you wonder all by itself how lovely of a mess that is. They can and frequently do also receive pig and duck waste. So when they do butchering and processing, they'll send in the feathers, they'll send in the beaks, they'll send in the little feet. That's all ground up and poured into the system, and they swim in it, breathe in it, live in it, and consume it. And that's what makes our cheap fish at pick your big box store that you want to, that's got a super deal on it, but that's what makes that lovely fish we are told that is much healthier than other choices. So my opinion is, if you want fish, go get fresh caught fish, ocean caught fish, fish preferably from the Pacific, because there is no fresh caught fish from the Atlantic unless you were on the boat yourself. All fish caught commercially off the Atlantic, under my understanding, is still farmed fed. No matter how it's framed, that's what it's called. Don't believe me? Go online, research it yourself, and if I've got something wrong, send me a note, an email, a text, a something. But that is the truth. Investigate it. Make a good choice.